What's up, Sneaky Beavers? It's Assassin. Hope you're having a great day so far. With rank play almost out, we're only just a couple of weeks away now, I wanted to just take you through my controller settings for Black Ops 7. These settings are similar to the ones that the pros use, with a couple of little twists for players who like to do things their own way. I'm going to go through things like my controller settings, what I've got on the screen, audio settings, etc. so that you are best prepared for the coming games. Now, I play on controller because I'm on PS5. I've played on tactical since Call of Duty 4, and although there are people that will tell you that there are much better button settings that you could be using, and a lot of people like this L1 button jumper or button jumper tactical, I've always used tactical. I'm always going to use tactical. Stick layout is the same. My sensitivity, I've got it set to 1.4 and 1.5. Now, some people might consider that to be a little bit low. I tend to use an assault rifle more than I do a submachine gun, and it just helps me to control my recoil a little bit better at range. Everything else here is pretty much as it's set. One button ping I do not have on, and controller vibration here I do have off. Again, it's something that I've had that setting since the dawn of time. I don't like the controller vibrating when I'm in a gunfight. It's as simple as that. Same reason with I've got the trigger effects off. Now, dead zone inputs, left stick I've got set to 0. You want to try and have these as low as possible basically before getting stick drift, and then left stick max I've dropped it down to 90 just so I can reach sort of full sprint, so to speak, a little bit sooner. When you go look at the aiming, the only thing that I've changed in here, if we go to advanced aim assist settings, ADS transition timing I have set to instant, and then the aim response curve I've got it under dynamic. Again, it's something the pros have been using for a long time. I find myself most comfortable on dynamic, but if you prefer standard, then run standard. Hey, why not? At the end of the day, this is just basically a guide. It's to suit. You've got to tailor your settings to suit yourself. And so yeah, the only other thing that you must not change, if you're on controller, make sure you keep aim assist on. There's a few weirdos that will say, I turn aim assist off and I do fine. You don't. You're lying to yourself. Movement now. Now, sprint assist, this is one that a lot of the pros actually have on. I don't. And the reason being is that I actually don't like the idea of constantly sprinting. I like to be a little bit slower sometimes, have my gun up, be ready for a gunfight, rather than catching myself mid-sprint when I wasn't intending to. Everything else here, mouse assist off, crouch assist, corner slice, and wall jump assist all off. You want to make sure these are off because it's just going to make your life a little bit more easy, and you don't want the game essentially doing weird stuff for you. Slide and dive behaviour, there are two options you can choose from here that are really going to suit you best. Slide only, which is this one here, means that there is no such thing as dolphin diving. You can slide, and you will slide as soon if you hold down the left stick, or right stick rather, you will go from a slide instantly to lying prone. And you can do it just by pulling back on your left stick, or you can have it on hybrid, which is what a lot of people do. Again, it just comes down to personal preference. Airborne mantles, sprint restore, slide maintain sprint, always on. And a lot of this is just Warzone stuff, isn't it? And then combat. The only thing I've done is I've turned off weapon mounting. It's not something that anyone uses in CDL or in rank play, and I don't think you really need it, unless you're going for long shots and you're trying to just post up at the back of the map, but even then, it just feels like a bit of a waste of time. My brightness, I've turned it up a little bit to 55. If you're struggling with that, you still can't quite see people, try turning it up to 60. Just depends on what monitor you have. And then power saving, I've turned that off. No one needs that. These are the important ones as far as how your game looks. World motion blur, for the love of all that's holy, turn that off. You do not want it on. You can see it on the screen there on the far right hand side. That's what it looks like when you turn. You can't see shit. Same goes with weapon motion blur. If you have both of them on, your whole screen just looks like you're drunk, and it's completely pointless. Depth of field, I've turned that off as well. Again, anything that blurs your screen is going to make it harder to see the enemy. Fidelity FX CAS, set it on and to the maximum setting. And then on demand texture streaming, I've just got that optimised. That's the basic generic setting. Field of view, I play on 95. Anywhere between 95 and 110 is typically what the pro players will use. You might see a couple of people a little bit higher than that. Any higher and you're a little bit too far out, you can't quite see what's going on the screen if it's at a distance. Anything lower than 95 and your actual field of view, ironically, is affected. You can't see things right sort of off to the side of the screen, and you will miss stuff. You will miss a guy sliding, and you will be shot in the back. Make sure you set your ADS field of view to affected. This zooms the field of view to a little bit close to the field of view setting when you're zooming in on ADS. Again, it just means you can see more of the screen when you are playing. Weapon field of view, a lot of people have this on narrow. I used to like how it looked on sort of Black Ops 2 and Ghosts, etc., where you could see quite a big amount of the gun. So I've not changed this to narrow, even though a lot of people would suggest wide, rather, as the weapon looks smaller. Again, you can see more of your screen. If you like it that way, then again, feel free to just switch it up. Camera movement, I've set it to the least, which is 50%. Again, you don't want your camera shaking while you're playing. It just looks a little bit ridiculous, doesn't it? Game volume, I've not changed too much in here. The only thing I've done is turned off the music. You don't want to be in a search and destroy 1v3 situation and suddenly some intense music starts playing. It's just pointless. You don't need that while you're trying to clutch up. Audio mix I've got set to headphone bass boost. Mono audio obviously turned off. For people who don't know what mono audio is, it basically means you have one audio track, and so you'll hear the same thing in your right and left earphones. Great if you've got half a headset broken, but otherwise you've got no idea where the enemy is going to be coming from. Last one I'll show you here is the interface. I've turned off tutorials. Just on the screen I've made sure that I've got server latency and I've got the clock. Only thing with server latency, and the reason I'd have it on, one, to see if I'm lagging, and B, if you're playing CMG or anything like that, and the host is really dodgy, then you want to make sure that you raise that with whoever you're playing against. And then somewhere in here, there is safe area. Shrink this all the way in, as far as you can squeeze it. This isn't the area where your actual screen is. You're not going to have black bars around the edges of your screen. It's actually where the heads-up display is going to be. So your mini-map in the top left, or the how much ammo you've got left in the bottom right. You don't want to be looking, I know it sounds stupid, but you don't want to be looking all the way over to the bottom right, all the way up to the top left, just to glance and end up missing something. It just brings everything a little bit tighter on your screen. So that pretty much does it for my settings for Black Ops 7. If there's anything that you'd recommend changing, do give us a shout in the comments. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new. As always, trying to grow the channel. We're going to have much more Black Ops 7 content coming out, including some tip videos for rank play. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.